welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Jerome Aegean. Here's what's happening in our territory. There was another shooting on St. Thomas over the weekend. News Channel 8's Lee Carl has this story and other police news as well.
A little more information on the so-called Smith Bay drive-by shooting that took place this Friday. The information we have so far, a car-to-car gunfire erupted about 2:30 near Cassie Hill. Melody Rames confirmed the police report, but we have additional information. A 28-year-old man and a 35-year-old woman were wounded Friday afternoon when the gunman opened fire on their cars. They were driving down Smith Bay Road. Now, the road they were on, it comes up over a hill past Holy Family Name Church and just at the entrance to Tutu. The police identified the suspect within the hours of shooting and had been searching for that man. The suspect was someone who was involved in an ongoing feud with a wounded man. A feud investigators believe once before resulted in a shooting. Police did not immediately identify the suspect or provide information about the previous shooting, but a preliminary investigation seems to reveal the gunman was alone in his car as he drove in the opposite direction, in other words, from east to west, or west to east, rather, and fired at the vehicle. He struck the man in the mouth and lower back, and despite serious wounds, the man still managed to drive the couple to the Snyder Hospital, where he was taken into surgery to fix that wound in his mouth. The woman was wounded in the abdomen and pelvis, but she was not seriously harmed and did not require surgery. Medical staff held both victims out of the car as they arrived in the front of the emergency room. And although the police reports did not identify the woman that was injured, she was identified as Keisha Donadell. She worked for the governor's information office, and the young man was identified as Zeb Prince. He was known to be apparently her boyfriend. Now, there was a report, although not official, that there was another person in the rear of the car, may have been a relative of one of the persons in the car, and he could have been a target too, but again, not confirmed by the police. Another blotter report shows a man jailed on weapons charges on Friday. Superior Court Judge Michael Dunstan arrested Ron Dow of the state of Rathbone Hill early Friday morning. He is the son of Senator Carlton Heitel Dow. The officer said he and another officer were dispatched with a disturbance at Anna's retreat, and that a woman told him she was involved in a discussion with her boyfriend regarding a relationship. Woman said after the argument, Dow left the residence, later returned demanding to see their minor child. She didn't let him in, so he kicked in one of the windows, and the police said when he got to the house, saw Dow, approached him, talked with him. He frisked Dow and discovered he had a loaded weapon. The weapon turned out to be an illegal weapon that he did not have a license for. Judge Dunstan upheld the charges of disturbing of the peace, and destruction of property and unlawful possession of a firearm. Bail was set at $10,000 rather, and permitted him to be released on posting 10% of that amount. He's scheduled to be arraigned on October 2nd.
And in other news, inmates from the Golden Grove prison on St. Croix have been transferred to correctional facilities in the U.S. mainland. News Channel 8's Wes Small files this report.
Around 100 prisoners, we believe, have been relocated from right here at Golden Grove Prison. Now, according to Government House spokesperson John Griot, inmates were transferred to the mainland on Saturday. Meanwhile, this prison remains on lockdown. We believe, again, close to 90 or 100 prisoners or so. That number has not been exactly confirmed. As I talked to Attorney General spokesperson Sarah Lizama a few hours ago, and she told me that officially a press release will be released to the media and to the general public later on in the week to exactly how many prisoners were taken and perhaps exactly where those prisoners were relocated to the mainland. Now, we did have a chance to talk to Senate Chairperson Carmen Wesselhoff, and she chairs the Department of Justice, Public Safety, and Homeland Security Committee. Right now, let's go to Senator Wesselhoff. On the line with us then this afternoon is Senator Wesselhoff, she's the chairperson for Justice, Public Safety, and Homeland Security. And Senator, thank you for spending time with us today. Of course, we're talking about the relocation recently of prisoners from the Virgin Islands to the mainland. You had some comments to make about this, Senator.
Yes, well, I understand because of security reasons, the information couldn't be shared with the public, but now that the activity has taken place and the prisoners have been flown out, I think it's high time that the families are notified of where their loved ones are, where their children are, how can they get in contact with them. Just give them something so that they can know and feel comfortable with what took place. Yes, ma'am.
And we have no idea right now how many prisoners there were and where they're going?
No, I have no idea how many prisoners were flown out. I have no idea where they were flown to. Like I say, I'm just as much out of the loop, so to speak, like everyone else. But I think eventually the Attorney General is going to make a statement, and I'm hoping that it's more sooner than later.
Okay. Now, according to AG, that's the Attorney General Vincent Frazier, heads will roll that the 3 prisoners who recently broke out of this jail was a result of failures by correction officers guarding that section of the prison where Edward Carmono Jr., 19 years old, he was later shot and killed as he tried to escape a special unit tracking those prisoners down. 33-year-old Carlos Burgos, he was caught shortly after that, and he caused a 30-year-old mother of 4 to be arrested after she hid, fed, etc. For Burgos. Then a 27-year police dispatcher, 45-year-old Juliana Simmons Burgos. She also has been charged with aiding and abetting Carlos Burgos, who, by the way, she married Mr. Burgos while he was incarcerated right here in Golden Grove Prison. Now, she wanted to be called Juliana Simmons in the trial, but Superior Court Judge Darrell Donahue asked Hannibal O'Brien, what's her official legal name? Her official legal name is Juliana Simmons Burgos. That's the name that she will be stuck with throughout this trial. After she sat down in that courtroom on Friday, she bursted out in tears. She was visibly shaken and she was upset and she was crying. She faces 13 years in jail for helping her husband, Carlos Burgos. Meanwhile, we're still looking for this man, Derek Fredericks, 5'11", 160 pounds, as he enjoys his second week of freedom. Fredericks is 5'11", 160 pounds, with tattoos on his back and also his arms. If you see Fredericks, you should call 778-2211 or 911. Do not try to apprehend this man. He could be armed and dangerous. And yes, there is still a $10,000 reward for his capture. So now you're caught up. Golden Grove Prison. You might have seen that big C-130 or cargo transport plane escort these prisoners out of here on Saturday, but it's really not official yet from the Department of Justice. Here at Golden Grove Prison, they're still on lockdown. I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
A costume workshop. That's next, right after the break.